to our podcast, Help Me Find Him. I am your host, Misha Renee, and this is my co-host,
Dre Renee. What's up?
What's going on? We are so happy to have you back with us. If you are not familiar with how we do things, even if you are familiar with how we do things, we're going to roll into our TikTok review and story time. I have to say today, the TikTok review and story time I'm very excited about. I feel like I got a hell of a story, but I also feel like the TikTok review in itself is just like, juicy.
Crazy. Yeah, I got a real good story for you guys too. So y'all just got to stay tuned to the end.
Yes.
Where we talk about
stay to the end because
our experiences.
It'll be worth the wait.
Yes, it is.
But I'm going to let Jerry go ahead and tell us a little bit about the TikTok before we get into playing the clip for y'all.
All right, y'all. So this TikTok, the lady is explaining her experience with a hood nigga, as you would say. So basically, she talks about going over to man's house, laying up. But she was like, she really couldn't sleep. There was just a lot going on in the room and so much going on with this man. She was just like, what the fuck is going on? So we're going to sit here and play this clip for you guys, and y'all can let us know.
All right, we'll come back and we'll talk about it, all right?
I'm just sitting here thinking of the time I stayed at this guy's house, and I go to his room because it's time to go to sleep, get some rest, and I walk in his room and he got like a whole surveillance system set up, and I'm just trying to go down and go to sleep, but I'm steady looking outside like this. Anyways, this is the kicker. This man was jumping in his sleep, talking in his sleep. I mean, I'm sitting there trying to go to sleep. My eyes like this. That's not the bad part. This man had a under his pillow. Alexis, what are you doing here?
All right, so what I could say after watching that TikTok, there's a lot to unpack. We're going to take the suitcase and we're going to start unpacking one by one the articles of clothing that Alexis was going through, okay?
Definitely.
First and foremost, Andrea, you tell me how you feel about this.
Okay.
But I have to say, I feel like, whether you are exposed to men who have, I don't want to say that I feel like he does extracurricular activities, but I do feel like he does extracurricular activities. So whether or not you have been exposed to men who do extracurricular activities and keep surveillance cameras, keep guns under their pillow, because to have a gun in your house is not weird, but to keep it very close to you can be a little alarming. And then also has a little bit of what sounds like PTSD when you jumping out your sleep like that.
Right.
Unless you have been exposed to that in some type of fashion, like if you have, then this is relatable, and it's relatable for me.
That man definitely probably been exposed once or twice or something.
Not the man, her. I'm saying, like, in her case scenario, like, if we were her, like, looking at her, we feel like it's relatable.
It is definitely relatable. I'm talking about, but, like, he probably been through something already. That's why
that's causing him
got
to have
the cameras,
PTSD.
got the PTSD,
Well,
sleeping with the damn guns.
That's evident that he been through something.
Someone came to his house before.
Of course.
He wasn't ready.
He was ready for war. That's not no...
ready now.
Yeah, that's not no, this is me just being protected and prepared. That man, he was waiting on somebody. He's waiting on them at the door. They're in his dreams. Like, in his dreams, seriously? He's waking up out of his sleep and being like,
He's ready for war.
He's ready for war.
He don't give a fuck what time it is. He's ready, y'all.
But as the woman, like, actually being next to that type of man, like, I don't feel like this is not something I would be permanently okay with dealing with. But I feel like I have a story like that. Like, I know about what it's like to walk in a house and see surveillance cameras everywhere and see, a lot of extracurricular activities going on around. And you be like, well, do I act like I'm scared, or do I just
feel safe?
Right? Do I feel safe, or do I just play this off like, oh, I've been here, done that, I ain't worried about that? And typically, if you you gonna act like you've been here and done that, and deep down inside, you're over there screaming in your soul like, get me the fuck out of here. Are they gonna start shooting?
No, seriously.
Is my mom gonna miss me?
Oh my God. No, that's definitely how. I've been there. I've been there before. I'm not gonna get too deep into it because that's for story time, y'all. But just know that when I was younger, so I felt safe. A part of me felt like real safe. The man who I was dealing with, he definitely slept with a gun by him, like literally. And he had so many guns. But the thing is, he was legal. Like he was
He had him legally.
licensed to carry. So that's why that's the number one thing that I felt like, all right, he's okay. Like it's not illegal.
But if you're licensed to carry and you have like war guns, that's a little bit.
I mean, shit, niggas like what they like, man. As long as it's gonna kill that person's trying to get us. If we're in the house and someone come the fuck in,
but yeah,
save me, baby.
And I feel like the thing is like, do I know you're gonna protect me? Yes, this is not one of those situations where I'm like black men are protecting women. Like I know that this black man or whoever this, the men that I was dating were black men.
He was black.
So I know that this black man is
Little
going
light
to
skin.
protect me. It's just that I know that he's protecting me because he knows he has to protect me because he has me in a situation
He
where
better.
at some given point we're going to need protection.
He better pass me one of them guns he got over
You
here.
better hope I know how to shoot. Let me get him shoot.
Hey.
Let me get him shoot.
Hey. Hey.
But I think it's so crazy too is like you think about all the shows of like where you see these type of situations where you're dating like these men who are in the game or have all these things that are set up, and it's like when you actually get in that moment and you're
Right.
laying next to somebody who is into some shit, you be like, I don't think I could do this. Like, I couldn't do this for long. Like, when I dated somebody who was, like, affiliated with extracurricular activities, I knew that it was probably not going to last long, and I knew I was going to have fun with it, and I prayed every time I had fun.
And that's the thing. It's like you're in it to have fun. You
You're in it to
know
have fun.
what they're about. I mean, regardless of the bad or good extracurricular activities, Keisha keeps saying, you're just having fun. Like, you do shit when you're young.
Right.
But as you get older, you realize, like, all right, I could never, ever, ever go back and be like, I'll fuck with him again if he's still out here doing the same type of shit.
Like, I'll
no.
settle down and marry him. I think that's,
No.
like, a good point, too. Like,
No.
I'm not settling down and marrying the guy who is into extracurricular activities because at the end of the day, like, that means I'm signing up for your lifestyle, and that's a career that I can't back up. Like, when you think of, like, a lot of these different situations, different shows and stuff will, like, break down for you how, like, you get in to get out, right? And it's one of those things where, like, for instance, Ghost and Power. He was in it heavy. He was affiliated with it. His family was definitely the target sometimes.
They always was the
It
target.
was always the target sometimes. And his point was he wanted to get out, but it was always like it kept pulling him back in at certain instances.
Right.
Like, and I'm not saying like TV is life, but like I can't sign up for no shit like that. Like I can't sign up to one day not have you with me or have to run shit on my own or not even be here to raise our kids. So no, it's definitely fun boy.
Right.
Fun boy. And I hope that nobody ever realizes how closely together we were. If you ever tell me you love me, I'm going to be like, no, you don't.
Right.
You do not love me, baby. This is all a facade. This is all a dream.
It was all a dream.
I just feel like it's one of them things like too where it's like you gotta make sure when you're in those situations that you're also protecting yourself because at any given moment you could lose everything that you worked really hard for.
Definitely.
So although it's like we're laughing and it's fun and games, it's also too like be very cautious because like you go to somebody's house and you think you're spending the night with some dude that you really, really like and you're having a good time and now you're in the middle of a shootout.
I cannot wait to tell y'all my story.
Look, I looked over at you.
I cannot wait to tell my story.
And now
y'all.
you are in the middle of a shootout.
And like you just never know. Bullets don't have names on them.
They don't.
So you can get hit. The person next to you can hit. The kid down the street might get hit. It's just a scary situation, especially dealing with weapons that could definitely kill you.
Exactly. I feel like it's just at the end of the day, it's one of them things like it's fun while it lasts, but it's dangerous to talk to like men who are into extracurricular activities because anytime you put yourself in a situation to be like around someone who is into those things, you kind of just are at the, I guess you would say like the defense of whatever they're at. Like, so what I'm trying to say is like whatever issues they have, whether or not you know about those issues, I mean, it's basically going to be a problem either way. So the only thing you could really do is just try to make sure that you keep yourself like as safe as possible. I mean, Alexis even like made a really funny statement where she was like, oh my gosh, Alexis, what are you doing? Like, what are we doing here? I definitely had my, oh my gosh, Lamisha, what are you
obviously
doing?
liked the man.
Yeah, I mean.
She probably knew what he had going on. She probably just didn't expect going to his house and seeing cameras. But if you already know what he got going on, you already know he's probably one of the safest probably men in the room.
Exactly.
So, I mean, she probably went right back the next day.
Went back the next day. I mean, you never know. She might have felt safe. I can't speak for Alexis. I know me personally. I ain't staying that damn long.
Right.
I'm gonna be texting him real lightly. He gonna be spending money on me. But I ain't gonna be.
I
We
ain't
gonna be
coming
having
back.
fun for a couple weeks. But I don't know if I'm spending the night at his house
Right.
ever again. He might have to come stay at my house next time.
He gonna bring all the guns.
And at that, when he stays at my house, I'm gonna need him to make sure that nobody knows. He needs to take the car that sits, because you know he got a few cars. Take the car that sits off to the left that don't nobody know
Take
about,
the
and come
hoopty.
bring
Ain't
your
no-
ass over here.
Don't bring the Bentley over today.
I'm trying to tell you.
Bring the motherfucking Honda.
But no, with that being said, we really cannot wait to tell you our story time.
Yes.
So we will bring y'all back for our story time here in a second. You won't break my soul.
You won't break my soul.
You won't break my soul. And I'm telling everybody, 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 everybody.
Please get me away from her.
Welcome back.
Welcome back. Yes.
We are here with the story time. So to stay along with our TikTok review this week, we wanted to talk about our story time, our experiences with
Hood nigga.
men who
Hood
do
niggas.
extracurricular activities
Hood
that
niggas.
we've dated, aka hood nigga.
Not really
keep-
dated, just fucked. Just say that.
You did date them.
Oh, that's dating.
We both dated them. You didn't consider that dating?
I mean, I guess.
Yeah,
I think I
you
was in
dated
love.
him.
I might have been in love, y'all.
So
That's
how are you
alright.
saying you just fucked them?
That's for overall. That's all.
It's not his fault. You're tripping. I know. Well, I won't do my story time first, but I know when I get into my story time, I'll explain to y'all that mine was supposed to start very casual, but ended up being a thing. But Drea, you go ahead and you
Mine
hit
was
us.
okay. So let me tell y'all about my fucking experience, y'all. I was messing with this guy. You know, he was very, very fucking hood. We gonna say that.
I thought you were gonna say cute.
He was cute. Misha, we're not gonna get into this with Misha.
I didn't want to go there with you, but
No, you never want to get her
because
with
I
me.
thought you was gonna say he was cute. You
He
know he's
is
not
cute.
He looks like a naked mole rat.
Don't do that. We're not pissing.
They won't know who he is. We know who
They
he is.
might.
They won't, because at the end of the day, I call him a naked mole rat. Nobody else is gonna know that.
Anyway, let me just tell y'all about my crazy ass story. So me and this homeboy, we had a good day. I think we went out to eat that day. Then after we ate, we went.
Wait, you guys first date?
No, it wasn't a fucking first date. This is like date 16 or 20. Anyway,
Oh.
so at the end of the night, you know, we went to the bar. We had some drinks, having a good old time, listening to music, dancing. You know, probably throwing money at strippers. I don't know. There probably wasn't strippers in there, but it probably was. But anyway, after the club, let me tell you, it's like 4 o'clock in the morning, y'all. We're driving. We're on the street headed to his house. Man, when I tell y'all, my life flashed before my eyes, because all I heard and all I remember is hearing something hit the glass. Something was hitting the front windshield of the vehicle that I was in. So I'm like, oh shit, what the fuck's going on here? So come to find out, someone was shooting at the car I was in when I was with my homeboy and his friend. Thinking we're just going to be like, all right, brush it off, go in the house, let's go park. We ended up chasing this fucking car around the city, shooting back at it. I wasn't shooting. Just know that I was down on the ground, huddle position, because I thought my life was about to end, y'all. I said, never the fuck again. I still ended up messing with the nigga right after that, but
I actually remember.
I told Misha, man.
You didn't tell me. You didn't.
I was
you didn't tell
scared
me immediately.
I was scared to tell Misha because I know how Misha feels about me, and I know how she is when it comes to me. Like, she's very fucking protective, like a big sister, even though she's younger. But Misha was.
I was
Misha, go
yelling
ahead.
at you.
She was definitely.
I was like, what the fuck you mean you was in a fucking car that was fucking in a shootout, and you purposely didn't tell me, because I think you told me like a week later. I'm like, you purposely didn't tell me because you knew I would say some shit, and you still been hanging out with dude. So you don't even like.
I definitely went back.
How do you feel about your, like, I think I started really digging in on you. Like, do you even love yourself right now? Like, how you just gonna be hanging with him like that?
I definitely was like, y'all, I was 23. So, you know, when you're young, you do dumb shit, and sometimes you're just like, fuck it.
You were 24.
I was
I don't
24.
mean to add that in there, but
Damn, you just got to make me
I'm
old.
just wanted to fix that because I was 23 when it happened.
I was 24? Oh,
you
okay.
sorry.
Sorry, I was 24. Let me just say it. I was 23. But anyway, after that situation, after chasing that car around the fucking city for like 10, 15 minutes, trying to get revenge. I'm just like, Jesus, why me? Like, why was I put in a situation at this time? It's not, okay, I laugh now because it's like funny, but back then, no, I
Scary
actually,
as hell.
it was scary. It's still a little scary because like anything could have happened. Like I could have got shot. Like, but that was my experience, and I'm just like, damn. Like I really still continued to fuck with dude right after that. Like, but I felt safe in a way too because he was like, all right, like it was like nothing even happened. We went back to the house that night, and it was just like we laid in the bed. Some things went down, but
Would y'all have sex like?
we had sex. I don't know. It wasn't adrenaline like rush, but it definitely we still continued our fucking night. How it was
Y'all-
going to end before all
Y'all
that
definitely
shooting
like
happened.
fucked after the shootout like y'all was fucking Bonnie and Clyde. Bonnie and Clyde getting turned on after a big shootout.
That's definitely what it felt like. I'm not even lying. I swear to God, I'm like, there is no way I just witnessed this shit. Like that shit you see in a movie, like, or shit that someone tells you about. You never would think that you're gonna be in that type of situation at all. But I'm just glad things didn't end up in way worse. Predicament. Yeah, I don't know if that dude ever got hit with a. I don't know if the driver of the other car ever got hit by a bullet or not, but I just heard some stories.
We hoping out for the sake of this video.
No, I don't think he did, but
I do got some questions for you.
you always got some questions.
I do. How long were you talking to this guy up until the point of the shootout?
It's been about 8 months.
Y'all were talking 8 months to the okay.
Maybe 6.
And prior to that shootout, did you know that he was involved in extracurricular
Oh,
activity?
yeah, of course. I definitely
You knew his lifestyle.
I knew his lifestyle, and that it excited me because, like I said, I was young, so it's like, all right. And you're messing with a guy who got lots of money and just always wanted to go out, always wanted to feed you, always wanted to, like, have drinks. Never really wanted to give me money for anything else, though. Like, fuck you. So, we definitely ate a lot. And it definitely was fun. Like, I just was having fun. Like, this is for my kid. So I was just living a careless fucking life. I would never today.
Did you ever feel like you were in danger?
No.
Prior to
I never felt like I was in danger because for the simple fact that he did have multiple weapons, but like they were legal. So I just know if anything happened, like if he was to shoot someone or something to protecting us, he ain't gonna get in trouble.
You're also very trusting.
I am. I gotta stop that.
So yeah, I'm gonna add that part into Drea's story time.
Don't do
Drea has a problem with being very trusting of people that she first meets. Like she's almost like that segment on Cat Williams where he talks about how white people will stand up for you after like 20 seconds of meeting you.
Yes.
And you'll be in jail and they'll be like, I've known him 20 minutes. He would never do that. That's Drea. So
I am definitely like that. I am very trusting. I don't know why.
could there have been some warning signs that you were in danger prior to that maybe you think you could have missed?
No. There was no warning signs because I didn't think this nigga was beefing with anybody.
Did you seen a multitude of guns, but you knew he had a gun license?
I know he had a gun license.
seen
He told me.
extracurricular activities.
He actually took me to the gun range, y'all.
I'm putting you damn near on like what do you call that seat when you you're in the
I went to the gun range once and I shot a little. What did I shoot? It was a 380. It was little. He was in there shooting big ass Dracos and shit. I'm like, damn, maybe I should try. But no, I never shot.
I got you in like the detective's room right now.
You might.
I do. After that though, you decided to keep talking to him.
Yes, I did.
You weren't scared that those people would come back?
No. I wasn't scared for a simple fact that no one died, I promise. I wasn't scared because it's like they're not dumb enough to do that shit again. Like, they know who the nigga was. Y'all shouldn't even did the shit in the first place, but they just made it worse on themselves because the nigga is crazy.
I'm done with you. I'm done. I have to say, I was there for not the shootout at all. I was not there, but I was there during segments of this. I guess you would say situationship. I knew from day one. I knew. So that's why I'm asking her these questions because she's saying.
I made Misha stay the night with me one night with him. Not like that. Wasn't a threesome.
Well, yeah, no. We don't do that.
She had to stay because she was drunk. She had to stay because she was drunk, and that shit was like.
I just know, like I know, like when I walked in there, just the way he moved, the way things were, like
yes,
I knew, like there was not a doubt in my mind that this man was into some shit, like, and the fact that she's sitting here trying to look at the camera and be like, I never would have thought I was in danger until that shootout. Like, I had no clue. It's really like
I
funny
never
as hell.
thought that. Like, I wouldn't think. I mean, even though what he was doing. I mean, there's a part of me probably was like, all right, I'm a little scared because I was young. But you know, you're just young. You just want to have fun and do stupid shit. You're like, fuck life. Now that I'm older and I have a child to live for, fuck life. That's exactly how I was thinking, y'all. Fuck life. But now that I'm older and got a son to live for, I would never ever put myself in a situation like that again.
Good.
Just to know that.
Good. That's it.
So we're on to bigger and better men in this world. I mean, shout out to the ones that are still out here having fun and doing their extracurricular activities. More power to y'all, but no, don't come my way, please. All love. Promise.
Drea, I have to say, from living through that story firsthand as well, I appreciate you telling that story. I do think you're in denial a little bit, but you did tell the part about the shootout very well.
Thank you. High five.
Proud of you. I'm glad that's not a part of your lifestyle anymore.
Maybe. So I don't play.
All right.
So you want to tell us about your story?
Yes, I will tell you.
All right, let's get
my
into
story.
it.
I'm struggling because there's two stories. So
Tell them both.
we have time, I'm gonna actually run y'all through both of them. So
She loves her niggas.
I do not. I only have had well, that's a lie, but I'm only talking about two stories out of them. So basically, I don't remember how old I was. I do actually. I think I was like 23, 24. I might be wrong, but I had met this guy at an after hours. It was Drea's birthday actually. Drea's birthday. Her and my cousin have a really close birthday. So this one specific year, we all hung together. So we were like, we'll get a hotel room. We'll have the parties joint. It'll be lit. So we went to one club and we were like, we're not really feeling it. So then we went to this other after hours spot and we were like, at this point we were super lit and
I'm
we were
trying to
having the time
remember
of our
which
life.
birthday.
I don't remember what birthday it was, but it was the one where you changed dresses because
My dress rip.
your dress ripped
Okay.
up. So we get into the after spot, and funny enough, I think at that point, like my confidence was like on 10 already because when we were in the bar prior to that, there was like 10 girls with us, no cap, like 10 girls with us. And I remember this guy came up to me and was like, I want to buy you a drink. And I was like, you got to buy all my girls a drink. And he was like, all right. So he did it. And I'm like, I'm that bitch. I'm that girl. I'm that girl. That's how I'm feeling. So when we got into the after spot, I still had that mojo. And I see this dude and he's fine. And he's looking at me and he's like, you and all your girls come in my section. I'm like, there's 10 of us. You remember? Mm-hmm. He's like, oh, y'all come up here. I don't care. So we all go into the section and we're having a good time. And I'm just looking at him. But I'm belligerent. And I think it's evident that I'm like, really, really drunk. So like my friends are looking at me, my cousin's looking at me, everybody's looking at me like, Misha, you all on this dude, like, which is not like outside of my nature to be a flirt, but it was outside of my nature to act like I knew this man my whole life. That's basically what I was doing. So, you know, me and him were super duper flirting and it's time to leave. And he comes out with us. Now, mind you, up until this point, I've never had a one night stand. Ever.
I'm trying to remember.
So everybody was looking at me like, what is she doing? Because I really, up until that point, only had intercourse with men that I was, like, knew for a while. So I remember, like, they were like, what is she doing? Like, he's getting in a car with us? What are we doing? But I had it up in my mind. I'm like, you know what? I'm taking this man back. He was a vibe. He was giving us liquor in his section. He's fine. He's getting some. Oh, he's getting some. Tonight, boy, tonight.
I'll be the naughty girl.
So we get back to the hotel and we're trying to see if my hotel has a room and it doesn't. So we decide to go to a motel. Sips.
It probably wasn't by choice. You know, some hotels just be booked that night.
It wasn't. We would have probably stayed at the hotel, like, which was nice, but they were booked, so we ended up going to like a Red Roof. And it was a renovated Red Roof, like it wasn't like nasty at that point. It was nice. And so we stayed there, and the only thing I noticed up until that point was that he like pulled out his gun prior to like our intercourse, like, and had it like in one of the drawers. I'm just like, whatever, like, you know, men, a lot of men have guns. Everybody has a gun. Like, it's not a big deal. So I was just like, whatever. And then the next day, it's time to leave, and we were in my car. So I had to take him back to his neighborhood, and it started to hit me when I woke up. I'm like, he's not treating me like somebody who, like, he just met yesterday. Like, when I woke up, like I had been honest, and I was like, I'm really sorry. I actually don't remember your name. Can you tell me your name? And he was like, my name, brrrah. Can't tell you. It's rah, rah. And so I'm like, thank you. So we're talking, and I'm thinking like I'm just gonna drop this man off, and I'm gonna get back to my friends, and we're gonna continue the birthday shenanigans. Well, he wanted dropped off. He was like, you could drop me off at this area in my neighborhood, which was a notoriously known neighborhood that is not a good neighborhood. And I drop him off. He's like, I'm getting a haircut. And as he's getting out the car, I'm thinking, like, we exchange numbers. I'm thinking, if something happens out of this, something happens. It's a one-night stand. It was my first one-night stand. Like, I had no expectations. He gets out the car, and he's like, what are you doing later?
That's your first one night?
Yeah, that was my first one-night stand.
Geez.
And he was like, what you doing later? And I'm like, nothing. What's going on? He's like, holla at me in, like, an hour. When I get done with my haircut, I want to spend time with you. And I'm like, okay. So now, me being young and just having my first one-night stand, I'm thinking I got the juice. I'm thinking I'm that bitch. I just met this man. He don't really know much about me. I put it on him, and now he wants to hang out with me.
Boom.
I'm that girl. But anyways, so.
Sip to that. I'm going to sip to that.
I'm thinking I got the juice. So I come back and get him, and at this point, obviously, we can tell this man doesn't have a car. I come back get him.
Now he's
and
walking.
He's like, hey, let's go to this area where we can go shopping. We go, and I'm still, nothing's hitting me still. Like, I'm just like, okay, this is all cool. This is fun. This is different. So we go, and we're in the store. We go to H&M, and we get an H&M, and I have never really messed with anybody who was, like, a hood nigga up until then. So when we get in the store, he's like, get something you want or whatever. So I'm not thinking anything of it. Like, I'm not, like, I don't want to say, like, I definitely have mad respect for the women that can, like, finesse a nigga out of a lot of shit, because I really wish I had that power, because it goes over my head. So when I got an H&M and he said, like, get something you want, I'm just like, well, this shirt is cute. Yeah. So I picked up, like, one shirt.
Oh, that shirt.
Right, like, one shirt. I could have got a shirt.
I'd have been like, let me get some earrings,
shoes.
let me get a shirt, some pants, maybe some nice sandals.
I should have got 3 outfits. I should have been like... But no, I was just like, whatever. So we buy the shirt, and he, like, when I walked up to him, he's like, that's all you want? He's like, never mind, let's go. Come on. Like, he's at that point, he's like, girl, you already messed up. So we get the shirt, and we leave out the store, and then he's like, all right, you go pull the car up, and I'll be right back. So I'm like, where you going? Like, I'm thinking, who even know in this area that I'm pulling a car up? And mind you, I've only known this man for less than 24 hours at this point. So I pull the car up, and I noticed that he walks over to a guy. They dap each other up. A guy that was definitely not somebody that looked like he would ever be talking to. He daps him up, and he gets in the car. And I'm young, so I'm like, what was that about?
Okay, what y'all doing?
And he was like, I just had to make a sale.
He was real honest. At least he was honest.
Yeah, like, I wasn't mad at him. It was just, I was taking aback, because I was just like, I just met this man, and honestly, the little girl in me was like, he felt comfortable enough to do that in front of me? Wow. But
he definitely didn't have no fucking rap.
Like, he had no rap. And I'm like, maybe he liked me.
He did like you.
But at the same time,
like you.
He does not still like me.
You don't know that?
But at the same time, I'm just like, this man really just did some wild shit. Like, all in 24 hours, I have had my first one-night stand, and I have went to the mall or to the store with this man, got a shirt, and now he is trapping out my car. He is trapping out my car. So I'm like, all right, this is where we're at with it. So from there, we had a nice little situationship that developed from there. We enjoyed ourselves. We would hang out at bars together. We had a really good time. But I would say the most pivotal time, and when I decided that I was like, I can't do this, and this lifestyle's not for me, was probably when one time we were hanging in a bar. And at this point, we're on the babe and baby mode. Like, he's calling me babe. I'm calling him baby. And I remember this specific night, he asked me to go get his friends. Like, I picked him up from his house, which was also...
I think I remember that.
You probably do, because I remember telling this story, and I was like, I can't believe this shit happened to me. But I remember picking him up in front of his house, which, honestly, it looked like a bad neighborhood that would be in, like, the movies in New York. Like, I was sitting in front of his house, and I'm thinking to myself, please don't let no weird shit happen.
Right.
And so I'm waiting for him to come, and then him and his 2 friends, which were, like, they were larger than life. They were really nice, though. But they they were larger than life. They were some tall-ass men. And they get in the car, and they're like, what up with you? And he's like, these are my boys. I'm like, okay. So now it's just me and 3 other men, all that I don't really know that well. Even the one that I've been sleeping with. I don't really know that man. We've been sleeping at the Red Roof. So
We've been sleeping at the Red Roof, y'all.
we're all in the car together, and we're just like, whatever, we're gonna have a good time. So then we go to the bar, and that night, that's when we're doing the whole baby, you know, we're in each other's face. And he's on me, and he says to me, babe, like, what's up? He's like, I need you to do me a favor. I'm like, what? He said, go in your car.
That's the good part, y'all.
And get what's in the trunk and put it under your seat, the passenger seat for me. And I'm a little drunk, so I'm like, what's in my trunk? And he's like, don't ask too many questions. Just, you know, do that for me. I'm like, what am I doing? What did you do? What did you put in my trunk? And he's like, babe, just go and move it.
And you go move that shit.
I did go move that shit. Y'all nigga move that work. Move that work.
Hey.
But it wasn't work. It was a gat. But so I went, but I was smart. I grabbed like a shirt in my trunk and I grabbed it because I was like,
Right, no fingerprints.
No, I was like, I'm not playing these
No.
games. So I grabbed it and then I like put it under my passenger seat in my car. But like when I realized like finally what it was, because at first I'm like, what does he want me to get? Like it was not registering. Like I've had a feeling, but it just wasn't registering. So I'm like, what do you want me to get? So I get back in there and I'm like, really? And he's like, don't trip. And I'm like, really? And he's like, seriously, it's not that real.
Right.
I was like, I can't believe this shit. At that moment, I like in general, like that was not the last time that we messed with each other. We actually continued to talk to each other for a while. And it fell off because, you know, I just knew it wasn't going to go anywhere. But I remember after that specific moment, sitting there and thinking to myself, Lamisha, you went through 4 years of college. Mm-hmm. You are literally like trying to build yourself in a career. To lose it all because you got men that you don't know in your car. You got a gun under your seat. You don't know if that gun is registered,
hot,
not registered, hot. You don't know what's going on with it. All you know is that you are having a good time with your one-night stand guy. You don't even know his last name. You know, all these things start running through your head. I don't know your last name. I know where you live, but I've never been in that house. And honestly, I don't want to know where you live because it looked like at any given moment somebody about to just pull up on us and spray. But and like all these things were just running through my head. I'm like, oh my gosh, let me show you. You are in too deep. That's a movie. Remember that? You are in too deep. And I'm like, you gotta back up. You gotta back it up, 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 back it up. But what I can honestly say about that guy though, like, shout out to him. I don't have anything bad to say about him. I mean, to Drea's point, he was paying for stuff. He was willing to throw money when it was time.
Right.
He was happy to help with whatever. He was very sweet. He called me like every other day. He was like all about me. It was just his career. I couldn't get with his career. But he also had a job too. That threw me for a loop. Because I actually took it. He had a job.
Where he worked? Well, I guess we can't say
that. I can't tell you where he worked. But I can say he worked for a fast food chain.
Oh, that's good.
And he was a manager there. And so, like, yes. So he had a
double life.
Yes, like he had a whole cover at the time. So then that's also why I kept talking to him a little bit because I'm like, I know you into some shit, but shit, you might be Ghost.
Hey,
you might be Ghost. You might. And why would I? If I could be Tasha, or I guess I should be Angela, because Angela was the love of his life. Tasha, I'm losing the love of my life.
Oh yeah, that fucked me up.
But if I could be one of them, I guess why should I walk away from it? But no, the reality was it wasn't going to work.
Definitely not.
I worked too damn hard to lose the shit I've been working for. And although he was a great guy, really, really great guy, and I have nothing bad to say, but he was fine as hell.
Mine was fine.
Oh my God. No, yours was not. That's a fucking lie. Hers was not.
Listen, ugly niggas need love too. He wasn't ugly to me, so I don't care. So if you see this one day, you was never ugly to me.
Well, I'm glad because I hope he doesn't know that. Well, he might know it's his tape because the story's very distinctive. But I'm sorry,
he's going to know this is his tape. This is his tape.
Unfortunately, I don't think he's cute, but mine was adorable, and I will say. You know, I had a really good time while it lasted, but yeah, that whole gat under my seat, it threw me for a loop, baby. At that point, I was like,
okay, I'm done. Time to go.
I don't really want to stay. I don't really want to go, but I really need to know, where did you get this guy from? You get this guy from. Oh my God. No,
our stories are just very, very... fucking funny, Misha. Why did we even go through shit like this? Like, why? Like, y'all know we're best friends. We tell each other every fucking thing. That's why this This podcast is just the way it is because we're just
We are very intermixed. In
we
these
right
stories.
we
And when you like, it's always like sitting back and reflecting on
like
your
damn
life.
we really did some dumbass shit. We messed with some fucked ass niggas, and I'm just happy and glad that we're still here to tell y'all
The
our
story.
story.
And where we are in life, where we
Right.
can sit and laugh at it.
Definitely.
And it's not a moment where we're like crying or it desperately affected our life. Like it's a memory that like obviously was very, very dangerous.
Very dangerous, y'all. Don't do it.
But we were able to find the silver lining of it.
Yes.
I think that's what all of life is about, is finding the silver lining. Even if
Definitely.
you choose to make the dumb decisions, if you choose to make better decisions or whatever it may be, or if shit just be happening to you, finding the silver lining. And I couldn't ask for a better co-host, I have to say.
Thank you for choosing me.
Now, I will say this. Don't be like us. Do better. If you are young, you're 20, don't do this shit. It's not for the weak. Baby, don't break for me. Break for the weak. But don't do this shit. I do not recommend. Very ghetto. Very, very ghetto.
Very ghetto. Don't do it.
But we want to, and always, we like to thank you guys for joining us
Thank
for our
you.
podcast. Help me find him. Now, we got some crazy ass stories, as you can see. But if you have some crazy ass stories, you can always send it to us. We do have an email, which is helpmefindhimpodcast@gmail.com. So you can always feel free to reach out to us.
Yes.
Also, make sure you like, subscribe, comment on all of our stuff.
Yes.
And we will see you guys on the next episode. We cannot wait to see you again.